Hello everyone and welcome to our new moon reading in Aquarius. So this is the reading for the 11th of February through until the end of the month. So this is the next lunar cycle, the next 2 weeks. Aquarius moon energy. So let's see what we have got in store for us over this next couple of weeks. This is for the collective, so please only take what resonates with you personally, leave what doesn't. So I have 2 decks I'm working with tonight. So I have the Witch's Oracle and I have the Moonology Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland as well. So I've shuffled the cards, I've prepared the, smudged the cards, prepared the cards for us. I'm going to give them another shuffle and then we will draw 3 cards from each deck and see what the messages are for us for the next couple of weeks. So starting from today, so for our new moon in Aquarius, what do we need to know? Okay, so welcoming those of you who are here watching me live, thank you for being here. For those of you who are catching this video at a later point, take the messages for this time, because I believe everything comes to us in perfect timing. One of the messages for this Aquarius moon was to trust in the timing, trusting in our unfolding. Okay, one more message please for our Aquarius new moon. Okay, thank you. So that was our Moonology. I'm going to see what messages we have from our Witch's Oracle, one of my favourite tarot decks to work with. Okay. So just giving the cards a quick shuffle. What do we need to know? Thank you. For the collective, I've got my lovely snow filter on today. Hope that you guys can see that all right. Yeah, it's a beautiful snowy energy because it feels like we've still got that wintry emerging out of the cold happening. Yeah, it felt very fitting for this moon. Have a bit of snow. Okay, so I have 3 cards from each deck, so let's see what we've got. Might be able to tell words are failing me today. I'm very much in the feeling space of the dark moon, so please bear with me while I try and bring the messages through as best as I can. Okay, so first message, void of course moon, nothing will come of this situation. So when this card shows up, what it always reminds me is that sometimes we can get caught up in fear, what I call the fear cycle, the fear spiral. So allowing ourselves to stop, to slow down, to pause when we find ourselves moving into that spiral, to move into a spiral of energy, to stop and say, okay, is this an energy that I want to be going with? Because a lot of the things that we may be worrying about or pushing for are not going to come into fruition. There's nothing that we need to necessarily do that won't be shown to us. So sometimes we can get very fixed. This is about having a very fixed mindset and kind of seeing like a barrier around the third eye. So kind of where we block ourselves in, or we kind of find ourselves restricting in our vision, restricting our own selves through keeping ourselves fixed too much in an idea that's not gonna it's not gonna come in the way that perhaps we thought. So don't allow worries to take over, particularly around creative projects. So if there's something that you're wanting to create or that you are creating at this time, don't allow fear or worry to stop you or get in the way of that. Okay, next card. So the next card I have is the new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. So when the Scorpio new moon card shows up, this is always about for me, diving into the underworld. So being with our shadow self, allowing ourselves to balance, accept parts of ourselves that may be calling for our attention, and how these often show up for us is through our triggers or through our emotions, our dream spaces, what is being shown to us. And again, with the Scorpion is also something that really remains in the earth. She very much lives under the ground in the darkness. So what is it that we are wanting to bring through? What is it that we are creating in our earth selves at the moment, in our winter selves, our deep selves, that wants to come through? So it could be that a new part of us, or perhaps an old part that we may have closed off or blocked out, is wanting to come through, to emerge, to blend with us, to integrate. So really be aware of what it is. Perhaps it's confronting a fear, and again, this really feels, there's something around the throat. So this is like a fear of self-expression. So allowing ourselves to speak our truths, to stand in our fullest expression, and to create and live from where we want to see ourselves, rather than perhaps what that fear voice or the fear, the kind of boundaries that we may have put on ourselves before, maybe asking for a bit of facing some of those fears head on, so that we can break through them. Okay, last moonology card, the new moon in Aries, the Ram. So we have there's so much moon energy, dark moon pause, new life coming in, and the Aries is very much that springtime energy. So the message is, it's time to take action. So very slowly we are beginning to move from what is happening inside of ourselves with our Scorpion energy, confronting some of those blocks so that we can take action, make the changes that we know we need to make, the things that are right for us at this time, the things that are speaking to us, that are wanting to, the new habits, new behaviours that we're wanting to implement. Now is the time to start, because we have the energy of that springtime, that renewal, that new beginning that wants to come through, that will support us. And also that ram energy is very much, again, that kind of like a directive. There's lots of fiery energy. So we really have this sense of purpose and direction, which is very Aquarius moon. Again. Okay, lovely ones. So the next three cards then. So this is from the Witch's Oracle deck. First card is the Owl. So the Owl is all about, for me, wisdom. There's a key up there. There's a symbol of the key and the lock is in the heart. So this is that union between our consciousness with what wants to come through, our spirit self, and our heart space, our values, our soul, our impression, our creative self, the union of the masculine and the feminine wanting to come through, to be born. So this is our wisdom, our wise self. Our crone self, as it were. So what is it that has been shown to us over the last moon cycle, so the winter months, or the last turn of the wheel, so the last few months? What has been coming through for us? What is the wisdom that we have gained? What is it that we are now wanting to bring in from that wisdom? What is it that's this new seed, this new idea, this new spark of inspiration is going to unlock our heart spaces? It's going to bring us that emotional fulfillment, I'm hearing, and that we have the wisdom, we have the ability to see beyond, to see the big picture, supporting our journey as well. Powerful messages. Book of Shadows. So the Book of Shadows is our experience. So this again, there's lots of symbolism here. There's the candle mass. This is this time of coming out, of emerging out of the winter, of the inbox, that new beginning. We have roses, we have the blossoming, the divine feminine. This is very much a symbol for the feminine. But also this book, the book of shadows, the book of our inner selves. And this is really the words that are written upon our hearts is what I'm getting. So our truths, the words that we want to speak, and this doesn't have to be necessarily physical words, but this is our essence that longs to be expressed. And this is what's come through our experience. All of our experiences in life have left impressions upon us, and has woven into the fabric of who we are as a whole being. And this is about allowing ourselves to really shape the direction, shape our story, own our book of shadows, know ourselves on a deeper level, accept ourselves in our wholeness, because this is what allows us to stand in our whole power, in our whole beingness. So this is all about weaving the medicine, I call it, the medicine, weaving the lessons, the wisdom that's come through our experiences, because they make up who we are as a person in our wholeness. Even the bad ones, in fact especially the challenging ones, can sometimes be very shaping of us, and it's about recognizing how these experiences have shaped us, and what we want to do with that going forward from this point. And then we have the wand energy. So this is very much a masculine card for me, very phallic, but also it's our intention. The wand is about our intention. It's about our direction, our will, of really defining our edges, defining our boundaries, defining where it is that we're wanting to go, setting ourselves at that purpose. And this really feels like coming from within, weaving in what it is that we are wanting to express, to bring through, to bring into form what we're wanting to create in the world, to use our will and our intention, because there's so much power in that. There's so much power in setting really clear and strong intentions and letting that really anchor in to guide our energy going forward. So supporting us over the next coming 2 weeks as we build up to the full moon. This is the time of really working with that intentional energy, raising energy, building up energy with that lovely new moon, waxing moon, to support us. Okay, my lovely ones, so that's going to conclude our reading for tonight. So if you have any questions, or you want to inquire about working with me one-on-one, if you want a personal reading, please reach out to me directly. I love to connect with you and see whether we resonate. And I've also got my lunar archetypes happening tomorrow. So if you want to journey a little bit deeper with the energy, the archetypal energy of the moon cycles that we're working with, you can also join our beautiful lunar tribe for that. Again, please message me if that resonates and that calls to you as well. So much love, and I'll be back in 2 weeks' time for our full moon reading around the end of this month.